But now I've got a problem. Because check this out. I got to go all from this B all the way down to this D in one move here. I could do a leap and a skip to do it, but that's a long distance to travel, and I'm not, no matter what note I put here, it's not going to be smooth voice leading between something. So what I ought to do is take a step backwards, see if I can get this note a little bit lower so that I can have a smoother voice leading line that gets me down to this D. This is why putting this note here earlier was nice, because I can kind of see where I need to end up. So I'd rather this note was a little bit lower. So what I could do is go down to a G here. That makes another interval of a tenth here, so a third. So we have 2/3 back to back. That's totally okay. Parallel thirds are allowed. Now I don't have contrary motion here. I do have parallel motion, but it's okay. I didn't break any rules. Remember, you can have not contrary motion. There are those 4 types of motion, right? So this is parallel motion because it's a third going to a third, or a tenth going to a tenth, but we think of it as a third going to a third. But parallel motion in thirds is okay, and I would say as long as it's kind of rare. So this is the first note we've had, or the first interval we've had, that is not contrary motion. So I think we're in totally fine shape with it. We've just done it once. So I can be pretty content with that. Let's look at our next note and see if that solves this problem. It makes that gap a lot smaller. So what do we have here? We have a G. So could I go stepwise down to an F? No. Why not? That's because of the interval it made. It made one of our forbidden intervals. G to an F is a seventh. Can't have sevenths. Remember, we don't like sevenths or seconds. So that F isn't going to work. What if I did a skip here and went down to an E? G to an E, that's a sixth. That's okay. It's contrary motion. That's quite great, because that makes contrary motion down, and it makes it our interval a sixth. So everything's good here. And check out what it did for our next chord. It made a step down to the next note in contrary motion. Everything is happy. So I think that solved it for us. Okay, so let's hear it. Okay, not bad. I think that's pretty good, actually. That octave didn't bother me as much as I thought it was going to. So I think we can leave that octave in, and I'm pretty content with this arrangement. So there you go. That's the process. That's how I would walk through any piece. I would default to trying to go by a step in contrary motion. If that doesn't work, I would try to go by a skip in contrary motion. If that doesn't work, then start thinking about your other options. Maybe doing similar motion, even that oblique motion, which we haven't used here, or similar motion we didn't use. We only use contrary motion and parallel motion. Okay. I got a couple more videos on this topic. Up next, let me talk to you quick about a book that I love of these called the Riemann Schneider in the next video.